Part 5. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 41. I took a look at the panel properties of the war gift package. You will definitely get 10,000 units of resources and a recruitment order. Everything else that comes out is random. Lu Jin touched his chin and was not very satisfied with this war gift package. 10,000 units of resources are not enough for me now. There is also a recruitment order, which is of some use to him. Can this war gift pack be upgraded? Lu Jin directly asked the system if he could upgrade the gift bag in his hand. For me now, this war gift package is indeed a bit useless. As soon as he finished speaking, the system prompt jumped out. Ding, do you want to spend 10,000 gold coins to upgrade the war gift pack to the war gift pack? Upgrade. Lu Jin didn't hesitate. What he needed most was gold coins. Ding, do you want to spend 50,000 gold coins to upgrade the war gift pack to the disaster level war gift pack? Can I continue to upgrade? Then keep upgrading. Lu Jin only knows that even the most rubbish gift packs will become rarer and more powerful after they are upgraded to the top level with gold coins. Lu Jin spent nearly 200,000 gold coins on several upgrades in a row. This gift bag contains something. It was the first time for Lu Jin to upgrade an item to full level for so many times. Ding, congratulations on getting the natural disaster level war gift pack. Natural Disaster Level War Gift Pack. The name was so resounding that Lu Jin did not rush to open the gift package, but instead checked its attribute panel. Name Natural Disaster Level War Gift Pack. Quality Golden Legend. Effect: after turning it on, you will definitely get a ferocious beast, you will definitely get the legendary 10,000 soldiers recruitment order, you will definitely get 100,000 military food pills. Lu Jin's heart trembled when he saw the word ferocious beast. He had already obtained Mo before. Unexpectedly, this war gift pack can actually get a ferocious beast. Lu Jin was extremely happy and decisively chose to open the gift package. Ding, congratulations on getting the ferocious beast Gale. Ding, congratulations on obtaining the legendary 10,000 soldiers recruitment order. Ding, congratulations on getting 100,000 military food pills. Ding, congratulations on getting 100,000 units of refined iron. A series of system prompts sounded. And at this moment, Lu Jin noticed that a new connection was established with him. 2 lines of contact, one of which belongs to Mo. Then the other one, as expected, should be the ferocious beast Gale. Just when I thought of this, a gloomy wind came over me. The palace door was blown open by a strong wind. The next second, Mo. suddenly appeared from the void and immediately protected Lu Jin. Lu Jin stood up and stroked Mo.'s head. No need to worry. As soon as he finished speaking, the moonlight in the palace was shrouded in a mysterious black shadow. The entire palace fell into darkness instantly. When the moonlight fell on the earth again, a strange bird with a human face and a bird's body flew directly into the palace. Name Gale. Positioning Fierce Beast. Realm Super First Level. Loyalty 100. A ferocious beast beyond the first level. Lu Jin took a step forward, and the ferocious beast Gale landed directly in front of Lu Jin, lowering its head to express submission. Looking at the ferocious beast Gale in front of him that exuded a ferocious aura, Lu Jin couldn't help but sigh. It's a ferocious beast after all. Hearing Lu Jin praise the ferocious beast Gale, Mo. took a step forward unconvinced. As the king of the Kylan tribe, his status is even more like a mythical beast-level existence. As soon as Mo. took a step forward, the ferocious beast Feng couldn't help but take a few steps back. Seeing this, Lu Jin stopped Mo. Since you have surrendered to me today, I will give you a task. With that said, Lu Jin threw a package that had been prepared to the ferocious beast Feng. The first task he gave to the ferocious beast Feng was to deliver this package to his designated target. The ferocious beast Gale nodded, then spread its wings, picked up the package with its claws, and flew straight out of the palace. At this moment, Dongzhou, who was resting in Hulao Pass, was suddenly awakened by a rushing sound. Urgent report from Luoyang. With that said, a messenger rushed directly into Dongzhou's camp. Dongzhou, who had been resting, was directly awakened by this messenger. What's wrong? What happened? In the past few days, Dongzhou did not even dare to take off his armor when sleeping because of the 18 princes. At this time, the messenger said quickly. According to the report from our spies in Luoyang, a group of mysterious troops directly defeated the 150,000 troops defending the city. The entire Luoyang has now been taken over by that mysterious force. And all the civil and military officials under house arrest in Luoyang have begun to flee Luoyang. What? Dongzhou's eyes widened, he was frightened on the front line. In the end, his rear was stolen? Who is it? He Jin's troops, the Yellow Turban Army, and the strangers, where have they gone? Dongzhou felt that he was furious now. He was on the front line carrying the pressure of the 18 princes. The group of eunuchs at the rear actually lost Luoyang. In this way, wouldn't he be attacked from both sides? All were killed, no one was left alive. All killed? How many people are there on the other side? 100 people. With a bang, Dongzhou took out the sword from his waist and placed it on the neck of the messenger. 100 people massacred 150,000 troops in Luoyang? No one left alive? Does this guy think he is a fool? Say it again? 100 people? Killed 150,000 city defenders. Do you think I'm a fool? It's absolutely true. Those 100 people are all first-level masters. 100 first-level masters? Dongzhou frowned, feeling as if his intelligence had been insulted. There may not necessarily be 100 first-level masters in the entire Shenhan dynasty. You told me that 100 first-level masters slaughtered 150,000 Luoyang defenders? Even a 3-year-old child wouldn't believe such nonsense. Just when Dongzhou was about to kill the messenger in front of him, a soldier suddenly rushed into the camp. Report. A group of 10,000 troops was found in front of Hulao Pass. 10,000 troops? Dongzhou couldn't help but sneered when he heard the news. Laughing to death. This is Hulao Pass, with the Yellow River and mountains as barriers, making it indestructible. Nowadays, 500,000 Ziliang troops are guarding Hulao Pass. Even if the 18th princes have 1,000,000 troops, they can easily repel them. There is only 10,000 people in Hulao Pass where millions of troops are helpless. What does he have to be afraid of? Huh? How dare you come here to die with just 10,000 people? Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 42. Let me see where 10,000 people come from. Now the 18 princes are gathering, and even Luoyang behind them has problems. Dongzhou, who was unwilling to guard Hulao Pass, was even more furious when he heard that 10,000 troops wanted to attack Hulao Pass at night. Dongzhou kicked the messenger to the ground. Humph, wait until I kill all those people who don't know how to live or die, and then I will come back to deal with you, a guy who is deceiving the public with your monstrous words. Having said that, Dongzhou strode straight out of the camp and walked towards the city wall of Hulao Pass. On the city wall, many Ziliang troops were patrolling back and forth. When one of the Ziliang soldiers saw Dongzhou coming, he immediately became very energetic. Report to the general. Just in front of a stick of incense, the troops that suddenly appeared camped on the spot. Our archers don't have the range to do them any damage. Would you like to send a team of scouts to check on the enemy? Seeing the lights of fire in the distance in the night, Dongzhou became furious. Dare you camp under my nose? This is simply a naked provocation. Reconnaissance. A force of 10,000 people. We have 500,000 people. What are you afraid of? Dong Zhou really didn't take these 10,000 people seriously. But after Dong Zhou calmed down and looked at the lights in the distance, he couldn't help but fall into doubt. Could this be a trap set by the 18 princes? He used 10,000 people as bait to lure out his own Ziliang army. When the Ziliang army is fooled, they can kill them all and weaken the power of the defenders. Thinking of this possibility, Dong Zhou became cautious. Where is my son Feng Xian? Let Feng Xian lead 50,000 Ziliang cavalry to the enemy camp and destroy the enemy army. 50,000 Ziliang cavalry, even if they encounter the encirclement and suppression by the 18 princes. Under the leadership of Lu Buletin, it was enough to escape intact. Afterwards, Lu Buletin was awakened from his sleep. When he heard that Dong Zhou ordered him to lead 50,000 Ziliang cavalry to attack the camp with only 10,000 people, Lu Buletin's face was filled with disdain. With only 10,000 people, why would we use 50,000 Ziliang cavalry? There's no point in killing a chicken with a bullseye. I can completely eradicate this camp by myself. Lu Buletin snorted coldly, his words full of pride. But Dong Zhou's order was issued, and Lu Buletin had to follow Dong Zhou's order and led 50,000 cavalry to attack from the city gate to the enemy camp. At this moment, in the enemy camp, Mo Lubu and Yao Daji were holding their arms and looking at the two people in front of them with interest. One of them, Yu Shan Lunjin, had an elegant and easygoing aura all over his body. Next to him, Zhao Yun was holding a spear, and his posture was as straight as a javelin. General Zhuzh, we have obviously arrived at Hulao Pass, why not take advantage of the night to capture Hulao Pass? Zhao Yun was a little confused. The Zodiac Army is the second army formed in Qianlong Town. Composed of 10,000 yellow turban warriors, it is a complete infantry regiment. And the person commanding this army is none other than the god Zhuliang. As for the position of deputy general, it naturally fell on Zhao Yun. Don't worry, my lord sent a letter saying that he has some special items for us. And he hopes that the items he gave him can be used in the next battle. Since it's the lord's order, we don't have to be impatient. It won't be too late to capture Hulao Pass after the items arrive. God Zhuliang gently shook the feather fan in his hand. It has to be said that before he took charge of the Zodiac Army, Shenzhuj had no idea about it. All of these 10,000 yellow scarf warriors possess the strength of first-level warriors. The most important thing is that they are weapons made by the Yellow Turban Immortal Palace. Therefore, they are completely different from ordinary soldiers. They will not feel tired or in pain. Morale problems will not even arise due to the influence of the external environment. After Shenzhuj took over the Yellow Dao army, his first reaction was, with this invincible army, what can I do even if there are millions of troops? From beginning to end, they never took the 500,000 Ziliang army seriously. For them, taking Hulao Pass is as simple as eating and drinking water. At this time, Shenzhuj seemed to notice something and waved the feather fan in his hand slightly. It's interesting, we have guests coming. Who? When Zhao Yun heard that a guest was coming, he immediately became vigilant. At this time, the only guests who can come are probably the Ziliang troops from Hulao Pass. Sure enough, the place where they camped was too close to Hulao Pass. Ziliang army, Lu Buletin, Lu Fengxian. Zhao Yun couldn't help but his eyes lit up when he heard the name Lu Buletin. Lu Buletin and Lu Fengxian have long heard that he is powerful and has a reputation for being brave and good at fighting. Among many first-grade warriors, his strength is even more unrivaled. General Zhuge, can you let me fight Lu Buletin first, and then send troops to strangle them? Shenzhuj waved his feather fan and looked at Zhao Yun with doting eyes. Why not? Buletin laughed. Go ahead, let me see what your learning results are during this time. Now that you have just entered the realm of a first-level warrior, you need someone strong to help you hone yourself. This Lu Fengxian is a good whetstone. Yao Daji opposite also had a smile in her eyes. They regard Zhao Yun as their disciple from the bottom of their hearts. Seeing their apprentices finally setting foot on the battlefield and facing the enemy, they also felt an inexplicable sense of accomplishment. If Lu Buletin knew at this time that he was regarded as Zhao Yun's whetstone, I don't know how he would feel. When Zhao Yun heard that Shenzuj agreed, his eyes suddenly ignited with a fighting spirit. I will definitely not disgrace my lord's name. After saying that, Zhao Yun rushed out of the camp. At this time, Yao Daji looked at Mo Lu Buletin with a playful smile on her face. Speaking of which, this Lu Fengxian should be your projection in this world. Do you want to go and have a look? How fun would it be if Zilong defeated this Lu Buletin? Lu Buletin snorted coldly, looked at Yao Daji and said in a deep voice. He is him. I am me. He's just a loser with the same name as me. If Zilong can't defeat him, it means he's not good at martial arts yet. After hearing these words, Shenzuj shook the feather fan in his hand. If you two are worried about whether Zilong can win, why not let me deduce it and know the result in advance? Forget it, if you use deduction to calculate the result, it will be much boring. Yao Daji waved her hand and looked at Shenzuj with a hint of fear. I have to say that as a counselor who is beyond the first level realm, even Yao Daji couldn't help but be a little afraid of Shenzuj's deduction skills. If anyone is unlucky enough to fight against Shenzuj, life will really be worse than death. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 43. The Last Darkness Before Dawn. Lu Buletin led 50,000 Ziliang cavalry and headed straight for the enemy camp. There is no need for any strategies or any temptations. So what if the opponent has 10,000 elite soldiers? He is Lu Buletin, and all the Ziliang cavalry under his command are terrifying beings. At this moment, Lu Buletin saw a figure standing on horseback in front of the enemy's camp. Seeing this, Lu Buletin immediately pulled the reins, and the horse beneath him began to slow down. And the Ziliang cavalry behind him immediately stopped charging. Can I tell you the name of the person coming? I, Lu Buletin, will not kill unknown people. Lu Buletin held Fang Tian's painted halberd and pointed it directly at the figure in front of him. At this moment, the darkness in the sky was broken by the first ray of dawn. The light fell on the figure opposite, and Lu Buletin felt a cold light suddenly flash across his eyes. I'm the Deputy General of the Zodiac Army, Zhao Zilong. Huang Daijun? I haven't heard of it. I have never heard of an army among the 18 princes called the Zodiac Army. Is it a motley crew of local forces? Thinking of this, Lu Buletin couldn't help but sneer, and became even more contemptuous of the tens of thousands of troops in front of him. How dare an unknown person covet Hulao Pass? Lu Buletin waved Fang Tian's painted halberd in his hand. The aura of a first-grade warrior was like a mountain, and he pressed directly towards Zhao Yun in front of him. When Zhao Yun felt Lu Buletin's warrior aura, not only did he not show any fear, he even directly released his own aura. Boom! The auras of two first-level warriors collided in the air. First-grade warrior. A trace of surprise flashed in Lu Buletin's eyes. Unexpectedly, the young man in front of me actually has the strength of a first-class warrior? Interesting. Lu Buletin waved his hand and signaled his Ziliang cavalry to retreat. I have been galloping on the battlefield for many years, but I have never encountered a first-level warrior. Now, seeing that such a young general had the strength of a first-class warrior, Lu Buletin felt a little anxious for a while. I didn't expect that you are also a first-grade warrior. No wonder you have the confidence to wait for me here. However, you may be too confident in your own strength. There are also strong and weak differences between first-grade warriors and first-grade warriors. And I, Lu Buletin, Lu Fengxian, Am below the first level realm. I'm invincible. With a bang, Lu Buletin charged directly on horseback, Fang Tian's painted halberd dancing like a tiger in his hand. Seeing Lu Buletin's attack, Zhao Yun looked calm and flipped the spear in his hand. When the two met for the first time, the Fang Tian painted halberd in Lu Buletin's hand collided with the gentian bright silver spear in Zhao Yun's hand. For the first time, Zhao Yun only felt his arm shake. It's so powerful, but compared to teacher Marbu's attack, it's still far behind. Thinking of this, an extremely powerful force burst out from Zhao Yun's body. Lu Buletin's eyes widened, and the Fang Tian painted halberd in his hand was directly deflected by Zhao Yun. What a powerful force! This guy's power is actually better than mine. But so what if you have strength? Martial arts competitions rely on more than just strength. In the first round of the fight, Lu Buletin fell into a disadvantage. But this only aroused Lu Buletin's belligerence. Lu Buletin's attacks began to become particularly fierce, and the powerful attacks fell on Zhao Yun like a heavy rain. Suddenly, Lu Buletin caught a flaw. There is a flaw. Fang Tian swung his painted halberd directly forward. The attack containing terrifying power was directed towards Zhao Yun's vitals. Broken. Compared with Lu Buletin, Zhao Yun lacks some combat experience after all. Being caught in a flaw, Zhao Yun secretly screamed that something was wrong. It's over. I'm going to be trained to hell by the teachers when I go back. At this critical moment of life and death, Zhao Yun's first thought was that he would be trained by Mo Lu Buletin and the others after he returned. If Lu Buletin knew what he was thinking, he would definitely feel insulted. But the next second, a sudden change occurred. When the crisp sound of metal collision resounded through the sky, like a dragon's roar. Lu Buletin held Fang Tian's painted halberd and struck directly on the armor on Zhao Yun's chest. Such a blow would cause internal injuries even if Zhao Yun was wearing armor. But in fact, Lu Buletin felt a terrifying force coming from Zhao Yun's armor the moment he touched it. The next second, Lu Buletin flew backwards from his horse dozens of meters away. Boom! Lu Buletin fell hard into the Ziliang cavalry team. Seeing the looks of the Ziliang cavalry around him looking at him, Lu Buletin felt a burst of anger. Puff! Lu Buletin spat out a mouthful of blood. He didn't know whether it was because he was injured by the shock of Zhao Yun's armor, or whether it was because he was too humiliated and his blood attacked his heart. Or maybe, both. In the Zodiac army camp, Shenzhou gently shook the feather fan in his hand with a smile in his eyes. The results are already out. Humph, that guy Oyu's Heize just knows how to pamper him. How can he make progress without getting hurt on the battlefield? Mo Lubu snorted coldly. Obviously, Zhao Yun lost this battle, but he also won. Yao Daji held the Xianming fan, covered her face and chuckled. After all, he is a first-class warrior master in this world. Zilong can achieve this level is already very good. Huh, you still have to practice. Go back and give him another round of practice. Lu Buletin didn't give in at all. At this time, Zhao Yun also returned to the camp. He stroked the armor on his chest. This armor was made by Oyu's Heize himself. Only today did he realize how powerful Oyu's Heize's skills were. Master. Zhao Yun looked at Mo Lu Buletin was his master in martial arts. If he lost in a fight, wouldn't this prove that he was not good at learning? At this time, Zhao Yun discovered that Mo Lu Buletin's eyes did not stay on him at all. Not only Mo Lubu, Yao Daji, and Shenzhou, all three of them looked towards the horizon. Is this my Lord's work? Our Lord always gives us a big surprise. Because of this, he is our Lord. The three of them exchanged words, but before Zhao Yun could understand the situation, a strong wind suddenly rose. The wind howled, and the light of dawn, which had just pierced the darkness, was instantly enveloped by a huge figure. At this moment, all the warriors in Hulao Pass felt it. I felt the ominous and terrifying atmosphere. Boom! A huge body fell from the sky, and its huge bird claws stepped directly into the Ziliang cavalry team. Almost instantly, hundreds of Ziliang cavalry were trampled to pieces. Lu Buletin sat slumped on the ground. He looked up to the sky, and a human face came into his eyes. Weird, monster. The next second, Lu Buletin's psychological defense collapsed. He directly grabbed the Ziliang cavalry horse next to him and galloped towards Hulao Pass like a bereaved dog. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 44. On the city wall of Hulao Pass, Dong Zhou looked at the huge monster standing in front of Hulao Pass like a mountain. His eyes widened and he couldn't believe his eyes. A super first-level monster, how is this possible? Dong Zhou turned even pale after feeling the aura of the giant creature in front of him. He has never heard that there are monsters beyond the first-level realm in the Shenhan dynasty. And at this moment, the behemoth spoke. I am here to assist in the battle by order of my lord. My lord? Does this monster have a master? What kind of existence can drive a monster beast beyond the first-level realm to be used by him? At this moment, Dong Zhou saw Lu Buletin galloping towards Hulao Pass on horseback. Father, save me. At this moment, Lu Buletin no longer looked as brave and capable as before. He now looked like a lost dog. Upon seeing this, Dong Zhou quickly shouted, "Open the city gate." As soon as he finished speaking, a black figure suddenly fell from the sky. Mo Lu Buletin directly blocked Lu Buletin's path. Seeing someone blocking the way, Lu Buletin roared angrily, and slashed at Mo Lu Buletin with the Fangtian painted halberd in his hand without hesitation. Get away! At this moment, Lu Buletin wanted to escape from that monster with a super first-level realm. But the next second, Mo Lu Bu released his warrior aura. Super first class. Cut. The Fangtian painted halberd in Mo Lu Bu's hand was slashed directly. In an instant, the demonic form suddenly appeared. As the earth-shaking blow fell, the entire Hulao Pass seemed to collapse. The smoke and dust dispersed, and Mo Lu Bu put away the demonic sign. And Lu Buletin, who belonged to the Shenhan dynasty, has since disappeared in the long river of history. Seeing the powerful power of Lu Buletin, Dong Zhou collapsed on the ground. Two first-class ones. Dong Zhou never expected that he would meet two terrifying and powerful men who surpassed the first-level realm today. Ruined. If these two super first-level beings join forces to attack Hulao Pass, they will not be able to defend it even if they have millions of Ziliang troops. And at this moment, from the camp in the distance, another aura of a strong person who surpassed the first-level realm burst out. Shenzuj looked at the supplies sent by Lu Jin in the package and laughed. My lord is truly a god. With this god, our zodiac army will be even more powerful. Chi Yu's battle flag is raised. Shenzuj only felt that the aura in his body seemed to have grown again. The strength beyond the first-level realm explodes. God Zuj waved Chi Yu's battle flag with a big wave of his hand. Within one stick of incense, capture Hulao Pass. As soon as he finished speaking, tens of thousands of yellow turban warriors activated at the same time. Swish, swish, swish. The 10,000 yellow scarf warriors moved in unison, like a whole body, steadily approaching Hulao Pass. Dong Zhou, who was above Hulao Pass, had lost most of his fighting spirit after realizing that the opponent had 3 super first-level warriors. Now that Lu Buletin was killed by the opponent with one blow, his fear of this unknown force reached its peak. Fire the arrow. Seeing that the yellow turban warriors were within the range of the archers, Dong Zhou quickly ordered an attack on the yellow turban warriors. Many Ziliang troops reacted and immediately drew their bows and fired arrows to attack the yellow turban warriors. Densely packed arrows fell like a heavy rain. But the next second, the eyes of many Ziliang soldiers widened. The arrow landed on the Yellow Turban warrior and was directly bounced away by the Yellow Turban warrior's body. All the Yellow Turban warriors seemed to have not seen the rain of arrows and attacked directly towards the city wall. At this moment, the first row of Yellow Scarf warriors came under the city wall. Seeing this scene, Dong Zhuo quickly commanded many Ziliang troops. Throw rolling stones and kill them. The Ziliang soldiers reacted immediately, picked up the rolling stones, and prepared to hit the Yellow Scarf warriors. Unexpectedly, the next second, those Yellow Scarf warriors actually jumped up. Boom! The first Yellow Scarf warrior landed directly on the city wall. Before the Ziliang soldiers could react, the Yellow Turban warriors directly grabbed one of the Yellow Turban soldiers. Whoosh! The Ziliang soldier was thrown out violently. The powerful impact directly knocked down all the other Ziliang troops on the city wall. Immediately afterwards, more and more Yellow Scarf warriors fell on the city wall. With their bare hands, they massacred a group of Ziliang troops. In the chaos, Dong Zhuo quickly ran towards the city wall. Invulnerable, what are the origins of these iron men? At this moment, Dong Zhuo no longer had the desire to fight. This group of iron men took action and easily broke through the defense line of Hulao Pass. The city wall defense is like nothing to them. Moreover, the three powerful men who have surpassed the first level realm have not taken action yet. If they do, they will have no chance of winning. Just when Dong Zhuo finally ran to the stairs of the city wall, he was blocked by a figure in white. Seeing the mysterious man suddenly appearing, Dong Zhuo froze on the spot, not daring to move. Because in the Hulao Pass behind him, there were already corpses everywhere, and all the Ziliang troops in the pass had been slaughtered. The culprit is obviously the man in white in front of him. "You, who are you?" Dong Zhuo said this with an almost trembling voice. Looking at Dong Zhuo, who was about to collapse to the ground in front of him, the corners of Lu Jin's mouth raised slightly. "Lord of Qianlong Town, Lu Jin, you probably don't know me. But it doesn't matter. Dead people don't need to know too much." As soon as he finished speaking, the ferocious beast fell from the sky like a strong wind. At this moment, it no longer had the huge figure it had before. It was like a little bird, landing on Lu Jin's shoulder. The moment the ferocious beast Gale appeared, Mo Kailan also revealed his figure and looked at the ferocious beast Gale with a wary expression. At this time, Dong Zhuo finally knew who the strong man who could control monsters beyond the first level was. "Spare my life and I can give you all my treasures." Before he finished speaking, Dong Zhuo suddenly felt like the world was spinning. The next second, Dong Zhuo's head fell to the ground. Lu Jin sheathed his sword and said calmly, "Compared with the treasure, the reward I get from killing you makes my heart move more." System announcement: Dong Zhuo, the key figure in the Eunuch Rebellion, has been killed by Lu Jin. Here is the reward, a golden legendary war chest. System announcement: Lu Buletin, the key figure in the Eunuch Rebellion, has been killed by Lu Jin. Here is the reward, a golden legendary general treasure chest. Yu Fengxiu, Lu Buletin and Dong Zhuo were both killed, and Lu Jin went crazy. Li Qiushan, Mr. Lu Jin has done all the things that the 18 princes want to do by himself, so what are the 18 princes doing? Yun Qingling, I have a question. Has Lu Jin joined the 18th root princes? As soon as these words came out, the entire Lord channel fell silent. They seemed to have just discovered at this time that Lu Jin didn't seem to have joined any camp. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 45. Yu Fengxiu, is it possible that he plans to take down the 18 princes alone? Li Qiushan, it may not be impossible. Wasn't Dong Zhuo and his Ziliang army sent to guard Hulao Pass? Li Qiushan, now both Dong Zhuo and Lu Buletin have been killed by Lu Jin, which means that Hulao Pass has fallen into Lu Jin's hands. Li Qiushan, now that Lu Jin has occupied Hulao Pass and faced off against the 18 princes, isn't it a sure thing? Everyone couldn't help but gasp. If this is really the case, Lu Jin is too confident in his own strength. Those are the 18 princes. At this moment, a lord from the 18th Root Prince's camp stood up. Chen Hainiu, let me tell you, if Lu Jin had sense now, he would have stopped. Yu Fengxiu, stop, how to stop? Now Lu Jin has all the powerful soldiers and generals at his disposal. Even the 18 princes will kneel down when they meet Lu Jin. Chen Hainiu, Lu Jin, laughing to death, he really thought he was awesome just because he destroyed hundreds of thousands of Ziliang troops. Chen Hainiu, anyway, the general trend of the 18th Root Princes has been decided, so it doesn't hurt to tell you that the number of alliance troops of the 18th Root Princes has now reached 5 million. 5 million troops. Seeing the lord of the 18th Prince camp speaking, Lu Jin also had a hint of surprise on his face. What's the situation? How come the troops of the 18th Root Princes reached 5 million? 5 million, this is not a small amount. Even if the 10,000 demon army and the zodiac army were all dispatched, it would still take several days to kill an army of 5 million. Lu Jin touched his chin and continued to look at the chat channel in front of him. Sure enough, some lords raised questions. Yun Qingling, 5 million troops, you are bragging, 5 million troops is not a small number. Chen Hainiu, don't you know the recruitment policy issued by Yuan Shao? Yu Fengxiu, what is the recruitment policy? Why haven't I heard of it? Chen Hainiu, as long as our lords provide soldiers to the 18 princes, we can get resource rewards, and we can use these resources to cultivate brand new soldiers. Chen Hainiu, the more soldiers you train, the more rewards you will receive after entering the camp of the 18th princes. Recruitment policy? After seeing this recruitment policy, Lu Jin couldn't help but call him an expert. What a good hand to borrow the chicken to lay the eggs. Because of the existence of the system, it only takes a short time for the lords to train a group of soldiers with rich combat experience. If there are gold coins, a large number of soldiers can be produced almost instantly. And what the 18 princes are most indispensable for is resources. Seeing this, Lu Jin probably understood where the 5 million troops of the 18 princes came from. Unexpectedly, in this life, under his constant interference, some princes realized the benefits of cooperating with the alien lord in advance. Of course, this kind of behavior will bring abundant sources of troops to the 18 princes. But after the war, the 18th princes will definitely be wary of the terrifying growth ability of their alien lords. Lu Jin closed the chat panel but did not hide the smile on his face. It's better to increase the number of troops, and I will gain more war points by then. Lu Jin was not afraid at all of the 5 million troops from the 18 princes. Even the million yellow turbans could not do anything to him. How could he take it seriously with a mere 5 million troops? At this moment, Lu Jin was sitting in the tent, looking at the many generals and counselors below. Now, he has Mo Lu Buletin and Zhao Yun as his generals. In terms of counselors, there are the God Zuj and the Demon Daji. Although this configuration can be said to be top-notch, it still has too few manpower. Lu Jin opened his backpack, killed Dong Zhou and Lu Buletin's 2 golden legendary treasure chests, and still lay quietly in his backpack. Ding, do you want to open the golden legendary war gift pack? No upgrade prompt. Then just open it. Ding, congratulations on getting the legendary weapon Divine Cannon. Ding, congratulations on getting the legendary weapon blueprint Fire Phoenix Siege Crossbow. Ding, congratulations on getting the legendary material blueprint 100 Steel Making. After opening the war gift pack, Lu Jin received a legendary weapon and 2 legendary blueprints. Lu Jin put away these blueprints and focused on the Shinwei artillery. Name Shinwei Cannon. Level Golden Legend level. Requirements for use: First Grade Warrior. Introduction: A real weapon of war requires a first-grade warrior to take action. Each cannonball has a range of 100 meters in diameter and is as powerful as a first-grade warrior's blow. After reading the introduction of Shinwei artillery, Lu Jin showed a joyful smile on his face. With a diameter of 100 meters, the power of the artillery is comparable to that of a first-level warrior. If this divine artillery is used on the battlefield, it can definitely be regarded as a war harvester. Good. Lu Jin did not take out the divine artillery immediately. Divine artillery is more suitable for use in city defense battles. Just in time, when the 5 million troops of the 18 princes came to the city, I would use this divine artillery to entertain them. Putting away the divine artillery, Lu Jin set his sights on another golden legendary general treasure chest. Ding, do you want to spend 100,000 gold coins to upgrade the golden legendary general treasure chest to the golden legendary general treasure chest? Oh. This treasure chest can actually be upgraded. Then upgrade. Lu Jin decisively upgraded the treasure box. After upgrading, Lu Jin opened the treasure box. Ding, congratulations on obtaining the golden legendary god general's fate. Ding, congratulations on obtaining the golden legendary talent recruitment order. Ding, congratulations on obtaining the golden legendary 10 times mission order. God's destiny. When Lu Jin saw such a thing coming out of the treasure chest, he was a little confused for a moment. In my previous life, I had never seen this thing before. Therefore, Lu Jin took out the destiny of the god and general out of curiosity. As a result, when he saw the attributes of this divine general's fate, he took a breath of air. Name: Fate of God General. Quality: Golden Legend. Effect: if used by any warrior, his potential can be directly upgraded to the level of a god general. In other words, as long as you have this divine general destiny, even a passerby can become a first-class master in minutes. If you are a person with potential, you can even break through and step into the super first-level realm. Lu Jin glanced at Zhao Yun and shook his head inwardly. Now that Zhao Yun has begun to have the potential of a god general, this god general's fate can only be the icing on the cake for him. Perhaps, when he meets a suitable talent in the future, he can see this god give him his destiny. Just when Lu Jin was about to put away his destiny as a divine general, a black guard appeared in the camp. None of the people in the camp were surprised by the black guard's appearance. After all, they already knew about the black guard's existence. One of the black guards gave a list to Lu Jin. Lord, this is the list of the 18 princes and their military strength that our black guard has collected. Please take a look. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 46. Let me see. Taking the list from Blackguard's hand, Lu Jin's eyes swept over one name after another. The list of the 18 root princes is the same as the historical 18 root princes of the Eastern Han dynasty. The only thing that made Lu Jin feel different was the force they had in their hands. Among them, the number of troops in CAO's hands reached 500,000. Among this army of 500,000, there are probably many soldiers provided by the lords. Lu Jin glanced briefly and did not focus on the list. Now that the alliance of the 18 princes has taken shape, it is expected that in 7 days, these 5 million troops will arrive at Hulao Pass. Everyone, this is an army of 5 million. Is there any way you can keep them all? As soon as these words came out, Zhao Yun's eyes widened. What? The Lord plans to keep all these 5 million troops? Are you kidding me? That's an army of 5 million. Even now, although I have a first-level realm, facing an army of 5 million, I can only be crushed. The morale of an army of 5 million is enough to crush a first-grade warrior. But in Lu Jin's mouth, these 5 million troops were like 5 million prey. He didn't even think about the outcome of failure. He only thought about how to kill all 5 million troops. Faced with Lu Jin's extremely arrogant and even ridiculous words, Yao Daji, Shenzuj, and Mo Lu Buledin actually started to think seriously. I think we can take advantage of the favorable location. Godzuj was the first to speak. Yao Daji next to her heard Shenzuj's thoughts and immediately added. On both sides of Hulao Pass, there is the Yellow River on one side and mountains on the other. With the help of the Yellow River, we can flood the army. With the help of the mountainous terrain, we can design rockfalls to block the coalition's retreat. And Shenzuj added immediately. We can also artificially change the terrain and set up a moat in front of Hulao Pass. When the coalition forces arrive at the city, we can open the floodgates and release the water, and use the moat to intercept the coalition forces who want to escape. Yao Daji and Shenzuj, you speak to me. Various strategies echoed in Zhao Yun's mind. Zhao Yun felt that every method was somewhat unrealistic. Dig a moat? How big a project is that? We still need a moat that can intercept an army of 5 million. But the moment Zhao Yun just had this idea, he remembered it. All members of the 10,000 demon army and the Zodiac army are first-level warriors. Even Yao Daji and others are all strong men who are above the first level. With such a group of strong men, let alone building a moat, Zhao Yun didn't think there was any problem in building a city within 7 days. At this time, Lu Jin, who had been silent, finally spoke. Then use a moat. It just so happened that this place was close to the Yellow River, so it was perfect to use the water flow to intercept the alliance forces. When Lu Jin began to discuss how to kill all the millions of troops, disagreements arose among the coalition forces. Why has the 10 constant attendants been killed? Yuan Shu frowned as he listened to his men's report. In the camp at this moment, all the 18 princes gathered here. At this time, the news that Shi Chenqi was killed and Luoyang was occupied by unknown forces reached the ears of many princes. As the leader of the alliance, Yuan Shao stood up immediately. I didn't expect that something unexpected would happen in Luoyang. Your Majesty has just emerged from the tiger's mouth, and now he has entered the wolf's den again. We can no longer sit back and wait for death. Everyone, starting from today, we will rush to Luoyang immediately to save His Majesty from the dire straits. Yuan Shao was impassioned, as if at this moment, he was a loyal and courageous minister who was loyal to the divine man and concerned about the safety of Emperor Xian of the Han dynasty. But many princes looked at each other and saw ambition in their own eyes. At this moment, Cao stood up. That's right. The gods need us now, and we can't let the thieves continue to cause trouble in the court. I am willing to dedicate myself to the divine man. Sun Jian stood up, raised the wine glass in his hand and drank it in one gulp. Seeing this, other princes stood up one after another to express their loyalty to the divine man. But I just don't know how many people are telling the truth. The army of 1 million people moved directly, and the mighty team rushed directly towards Hulao Pass overnight. And many princes began to investigate Lu Jin. Among them, Cao was the first to receive news about Lu Jin. 100 men killed the 150,000 defenders of Luoyang. And then occupied Hulao Pass. After reading the information collected by his men, Cao frowned. Only 100 men can kill the 150,000 defenders of Luoyang. If this news is really reliable, then this stranger named Lu Jin must have a first-class warrior under his command. Or perhaps, he himself is a first-grade warrior. Moreover, there must be more than one first-grade warrior under him. Otherwise, Lu Buledin would not have fallen into his hands. Even Cao himself had heard of Lu Buledin's bravery. If an ordinary first-level warrior faced him, he would definitely lose within 3 rounds. Cao touched his chin, and then called Ziahadun. Why did my lord call me? I heard that the person who now occupies Luoyang and Hulao Pass is named Lu Jin and is a strange person. Stranger. Hearing these 2 words, Ziahadun remembered that most of the soldiers in the army were provided by those alien lords. Most of the princes were extremely wary of these alien lords. After all, the development speed of these alien lords is too fast. As long as they are given enough resources, they can quickly raise a strong army. Go and inquire into those alien circles to see who this Lu Jin is. I think those strangers have a pretty good attitude towards you. They should be able to find out a lot of information. Cao was also wary of strangers. After all, these strangers were not locals from the Shenhan dynasty, and their thoughts were even different from those of the locals. Fortunately, most of the strangers seemed to have a great interest in Cao himself, and even wanted to serve Cao at all costs. After Ziahadun received the order, he immediately ran towards Yuren's team. Compared to Cao, Yuan Shu on the other side also received the news. Alien. Haha, it turns out that the defenders in Luoyang are just a bunch of idiots. And those Ziliang troops were actually defeated by strangers. Regarding the stranger, Yuan Shu snorted coldly, his eyes full of disgust. Because every time Yuan Shu meets these strangers, they will look at him with extremely pitiful or disgusting eyes. This kind of look made Yuan Shu always feel that these strangers looked at him as if they were looking at a dead person. Because of this, Yuan Shu hates foreigners extremely. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 47. If I didn't need to take advantage of these strangers now, I would have slaughtered them all. Yuan Shu didn't have a good impression of foreigners. In fact, if the Alliance army didn't need the troops of aliens to support them, he would have taken action on those aliens long ago. Yuan Shu not only hated these strangers, he even despised them from the bottom of his heart. To Yuan Shu, they are just some villagers who suddenly appeared in the mountains. Ziahadun, with the mission of inquiring about information, came to Yiren's team. As soon as he approached Yiren's team, Ziahadun heard Yiren's voice. How long does it take to get to Hulao Pass? At the current rate, it will probably arrive in 7 days. 7 days? My butt is almost split into 8 pieces now. If I had known that we would have to march for so long, we might as well have gotten a carriage to be more comfortable. Hearing these words, Ziahadun frowned slightly. These strangers were really lazy. You are marching and fighting, and you still want to buy a carriage. At this moment, one of the lords discovered Ziahadun. General Ziah, why are you here? General. These 2 words fell into Ziahadun's ears, and he naturally felt very comfortable. Although he is just a lieutenant now, it feels completely different to hear others call him a lieutenant than to hear someone call him a general. The Lord ordered me to come here to inquire about the news about Lu Jin. You are both strangers, do you know how strong this person is? How many soldiers and horses does he have under his command? Lu Jin? Hearing this name, the Lord who was smiling 1 second seemed to have heard some terrible news the next second. Seeing this, Ziahadun couldn't help but frown slightly. We are all strangers. Why do these strangers feel as if they have seen a ghost when they hear Lu Jin's name? Do you have any information? Can you tell me? Many lords looked at each other, and then told them all the news they knew. Many of the lords didn't know much about Lu Jin. Almost everything they know about Lu Jin exists in the system announcements. The lords who know Lu Jin best are also from the 10 constant attendance camp. Therefore, the information Ziahadun knew was very limited. But even the limited news was enough to shock Ziahadun. The 3 Zhangjiao brothers were all killed by Lu Jin alone. Cao was shocked when he heard the news. Recall Lu Ji's words in the court before. Everything is connected. Everyone thought that Lu Ji single-handedly defeated the Yellow Turbans in Jizhu, but in fact it was Lu Jin who took action, and Lu Ji just happened to get the military exploits. Was the main force that annihilated the Yellow Turbans in Jizhu actually Lu Jin's troops? Cao was extremely shocked. Now, Cao felt something was wrong. Being able to easily annihilate millions of yellow turbans, will he be afraid of the 5 million coalition forces of the 18th princes? Although the 5 million coalition troops can crush the 1 million yellow turban army in terms of quantity and quality. But, is that really the real strength of the alien Lujian? At this moment, Cao felt that he still knew too little about foreigners. Everyone thought that Yiren was just a villager who suddenly appeared in the mountains, and even some princes did not take Yiren seriously. Because the current aliens have not grown up, there is nothing to be afraid of. Everyone is afraid of Yiren, because Yiren's potential is extremely high, but they seem to have never thought about whether Yiren has already grown up. The grown-up aliens, are they really rivals? Now, the grown-up alien appears. Kill millions of yellow turbans. Massacre the 150,000 defenders of Luoyang. Kill the 3 Zhangjiao brothers. Kill Dongzhou and Lu Buletin. After adding up all his achievements, Cao found that he actually felt a little afraid of Lu Jin, a stranger he had never met before. He couldn't help but ask himself, if it were him, could he do this? And Sun Jian was also afraid of Lu Jin. After seeing the information sent by his subordinates, Sun Jian immediately realized the danger of Lu Jin. I'm afraid this person is different from ordinary strangers. I'm afraid this crusade will not be smooth sailing. During the continuous march, 1 million coalition troops soon arrived near Hulao Pass. The princes did not choose to march straight in and capture Hulao Pass directly. Because of the long march, the soldiers in the coalition army were very tired. Attacking the city now will only increase casualties. Therefore, Yuan Shao proposed to camp directly on the spot and eliminate his cavalry to explore the situation at Hulao Pass. As soon as the proposal came out, it quickly attracted the approval of many princes. The 5 million troops began to camp in place. Cao took advantage of the time when the troops were camping, took a group of his own guards and began to patrol around the camp. At this moment, Cao came to the top of a hill, looked into the distance, and discovered something was wrong. Yuan Rang, look at that place. Looking in the direction pointed by Cao, you can see a ditch lying in front of Hulao Pass. This ditch directly blocked most of the Hulao Pass area. Cao looked at the ditch in front of him and then looked at the Yellow River next to him. If someone breaks the bank of the Yellow River and connects the ditch to the Yellow River, Hulao Pass will have an extra moat. But what I don't understand is why this ditch was set up so far away from Hulao Pass. Could it be that the defenders of Hulao Pass wanted to use the power of the Yellow River to block the coalition forces? But what's the use? It's obviously unnecessary. Ziauddin touched his chin and looked at the ditch in front of him, puzzled. In his view, this was undoubtedly an extremely failed war fortification. At this time, Cao seemed to have thought of something, and said something out of nowhere. What if it's to prevent us from escaping? As soon as these words came out, Ziauddin was stunned. Prevent them from escaping? Was this ditch built to prevent the coalition forces from retreating and escaping? Ziauddin never thought about this problem, because in his subconscious mind, the Battle of Hulao Pass was a must-win outcome. 5 million troops are gathered here, including elite soldiers and generals. There is no reason for failure. But if you look at it from this angle, there is no problem with the existence of this ditch. Is that stranger so confident? We have an army of 5 million here. What can he do to fight us? Even if we take advantage of the terrain of Hulao Pass and rely on an army of 5 million, it is only a matter of time before we can capture Hulao Pass. Ziauddin didn't understand, this stranger was too arrogant. He actually wanted to annihilate an army of 5 million. Cao looked in the direction of Hulao Pass, his eyes full of fear. Yuan Rang, don't underestimate these strangers. I have a hunch that this battle at Hulao Pass will subvert all our knowledge so far. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the breeze. Chapter 48. In the alliance camp, Yuan Shao and others gathered together. During the period when the army was resting, many princes also sent out their own scouts to explore the situation at Hulao Pass. But now, all the information is integrated, making everyone feel a little unbelievable. There is no one patrolling and defending the city wall. Suspicious, so suspicious. What the hell is the stranger Lu Jin doing? Are you afraid? You just retreated? Many princes were puzzled. He thought that what they were going to face was a terrifying counterattack by Lu Jin's soldiers. But I didn't expect that Hulao Pass was extremely quiet at this moment, like an empty city. Some people even found that many birds were already stopping on the city walls. All signs seem to indicate that the Hulao Pass in front of us has been deserted. Suddenly, Yuan Shao slapped the table and stood up. No matter what the situation at Hulao Pass is now, we must capture this place. However, in order to prevent the enemy from using treacherous tactics, we first send part of the vanguard troops to the front of the Hulao Pass city wall. If there is a fraud, the vanguard force can attack or defend, and the follow-up army is ready to respond at any time. Facing this suggestion, CAO nodded, naturally agreeing with this strategy. This is undoubtedly the safest method. Unexpectedly, at this time, Yuan Shu stood up directly. When has it been? Now His Majesty is in dire straits, not knowing whether he will live or die. An army of 5 million will consume a huge amount of food and grass every day they stay. Testing? We have an army of 5 million and still need to test? It's just a stranger, just run over. Yuan Shu directly opposed Yuan Shao's idea of a vanguard force test. He believes that strangers are nothing to be afraid of. The princes have an army of 5 million, and if they directly crush it, they can easily capture Hulao Pass. Several other princes came forward to express their support for Yuan Shu's suggestion. After all, their soldiers still need to eat. The day later, the more food and grass they have to share equally. Cao and Sun Jian frowned when they saw so many princes siding with Yuan Shu. The two looked at each other and saw helplessness in their eyes. In the end, more than half of the 18 princes felt that there was nothing to fear from mere strangers. An army of 5 million people directly crushed it? Why is Hulao Pass so easy to reach? Seeing that many princes supported Yuan Shu's opinion, Yuan Shao, as the leader of the alliance, felt helpless. Since most people agree to be crushed by the army, prepare to break camp and move forward. An hour later, the army will march to Hulao Pass. With an order, the million-strong army started again. And Yuan Shu watched Yuan Shao issue the order, with a hint of pride on his face. So what if you are the leader? In the end, don't you still have to obey my orders? The 5 million army rested for a while and then began to move forward again. When he arrived in front of Hulao Pass, Yuan Shao saw the ditch across the Hulao Pass at a glance. This ditch runs across here, I'm afraid there's something fishy about it. Come here, send craftsmen and soldiers to fill in the entire ditch. As soon as these words came out, Yuan Shu jumped out again. The way I see it, it's just a matter of filling in the road portion. It will take at least half a day to fill up the entire ditch. In this time, we can even capture Hulao Pass. Brother Yuan, this is a stranger's empty city plan. Don't be fooled. Hearing these words, Yuan Shao frowned and originally wanted to scold Yuan Shu to establish his authority. But then, several princes spoke one after another and expressed their agreement with Yuan Shu's point of view. The reason why the stranger set up this ditch is probably to use the empty city strategy to delay the coalition forces. If this is really a delaying tactic, then Your Majesty may be in an extremely dangerous situation now. That's right. We have an army of 5 million. If we are delayed because of a ditch and word spreads, wouldn't we be laughed at by everyone in the world? Come over, don't hesitate. With a force like ours, who can be like us? Many princes were impassioned, as if they could take Hulao Pass in the next second. After hearing these words, Yuan Shao no longer hesitated. Directly order people to fill part of the ditch, and then the army presses forward directly. And just after they arrived under the city wall of Hulao Pass, Yuan Shao saw a figure in white peeking out from the city tower. Seeing this figure in white, Yuan Shao immediately raised his hand, and his millions of troops stopped in place. "Dare I ask, you must be Lu Jin?" The voice containing the power of a warrior was transmitted directly from Yuan Shao's mouth to the city wall. Although there was a distance, Lu Jin could clearly hear Yuan Shao's voice. Exactly down there. Lu Jin was neither humble nor arrogant, and his voice was extremely calm. Facing 5 million coalition troops, he showed no fear. Yuan Shao even heard a hint of excitement in his tone. "Brother Lu Jin, I really admire you when I heard that you killed the eunuchs and annihilated the yellow turbans. In my heart, Mr. Yuan, you can be regarded as a hero in the world. We are all loyal ministers of the gods. Can you please open the door and let us enter the capital to defend His Majesty?" To be honest, after hearing about Lu Jin's various deeds, Yuan Shao really admired Lu Jin. But it was just admiration. Now millions of coalition troops were approaching the city. If they are unable to enter Luoyang and see Emperor Xian Lubian of the Han dynasty, I am afraid that none of the princes present will be willing to retreat. Now, Lu Jin is guarding Hulao Pass. If he is unwilling, the princes will definitely regard him as a formidable enemy and attack Hulao Pass by force. Yuan Shao really didn't want to come to this point. "Why are you talking so much nonsense to this stranger? The current chaos in Luoyang may be caused by this strange person. If you don't open the door and surrender today, you will be a treacherous traitor, and we and other alliance rebels will definitely break through the city gate." Yuan Shu sneered and spoke unceremoniously to Lu Jin on the tower. Lu Jin looked at the 18 princes below the city and his tone was still normal. Facing the 5 million troops of the 18 princes, he seemed not to take it seriously. "Emperor Xian of the Han dynasty is safe with me. If you turn back and retreat now, I can pretend that nothing happened." Retreat. They gathered an army of 5 million people and ran all the way, finally arriving at Hulao Pass. As a result, Lu Jin didn't even see the emperor. Lu Jin wanted their 5 million troops to go back home with just one sentence. "Who do you think you are? If you don't open the city gate, you will be the enemy of our 18 princes. Don't wait until our 5 million army breaks through the city gate before you are willing to kneel on the ground and beg for mercy." Yuan Shu directly gave Lu Jin an ultimatum. The other princes are even more ready to attack Hulao Pass. Lu Jin on the city wall chuckled lightly and looked at the many princes below the city. "I'm afraid you may have misunderstood. I'm informing you. Instead of discussing with you. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms." Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 49. Notify. As soon as these words came out, Yuan Shu snorted coldly. Yuan Shao next to him stood up directly at this time, with a hint of anger in his words. "Yuan Gongli, I am the leader of the Alliance of Princes." As if hearing the anger in Yuan Shao's tone, Yuan Shu stopped provoking Lu Jin and just snorted coldly. "What? Do you have a better way?" Hearing these words, Yuan Shao felt helpless. He originally thought that he could use gentle tactics to make Lu Jin put down his guard and open the city gate. Now, because of Yuan Shu's few words, the relationship between Lu Jin and the princes has reached an irreconcilable point. And Yuan Shao probably didn't know that no matter what he said, Lu Jin would never reach a settlement with them. Because in Lu Jin's eyes, the 5 million troops of the 18 princes had already become his prey. At this moment, a black figure suddenly jumped down from the city wall. Boom! A black figure fell from the sky and landed in the open space in front of Hulao Pass. When everyone saw this black figure, their hearts trembled. Lu Buletin. Wrong. Although this man is very similar to Lu Buletin, the aura of the two is completely different. Mo Lubu was holding a Fangtian painted halberd as black as ink, and his aura was as suffocating and terrifying as a savage beast. Brush. Mo Lu Buletin directly raised Fangtian's painted halberd and pointed it in the direction of Yuan Shu. You rats, you only dare to bark in the army. If you are brave enough, come and try the power of my Fangtian painted halberd made of meteorite iron from the outside world. Seeing how arrogant Lu Buletin was, many of the generals under the princes began to get ready to take action. This is a great opportunity to make a name for yourself. At this moment, a general from Yuan Shu's camp rode out of the military formation. Bold maniac, let me, Ji Ling, come and meet you for a while. Brush. Ji Ling raised the three-pointed knife in his hand, clamped his legs and rode directly towards Lu Buletin. When the horse reached a position 10 meters in front of Mo Lubu, Ji Ling immediately turned over and dismounted, and the two stood in the open space, looking at each other. Just you. I alone am enough. As soon as he finished speaking, Ji Ling swung the three-pointed knife in his hand and slashed directly at Lu Buletin. Mo Lu Buletin snorted coldly, raised his hand, and Fangtian's painted halberd collided directly with Ji Ling's three-pointed knife. When, with a crisp sound, the sleeves of Ji Ling's arms suddenly burst open. The violent power came directly from the end of the three-pointed knife. Puff. Ji Ling spurted out a mouthful of blood, and his entire body flew backwards for hundreds of meters, and finally fell at Yuan Shu's feet, not knowing whether he was alive or dead. Seeing this scene, Yuan Shao's eyes widened, and Cao's eyes next to him were full of disbelief. What's the situation? It only took one move to fight, but Yuan Shao's generals were defeated like this? Yuan Shao naturally knew Ji Ling's strength, and his martial arts were enough to rank among the best among second-grade warriors. The strength of a second-grade warrior could not sustain even one round when faced with the Lu Buletin in front of him. Cao seemed to have thought of something and quickly said to Xiahedun next to him. You must not go out to fight today. I suspect that this person is one of Lu Jin's first-grade warriors. Yuan Rang, you have just stepped into the first-level realm, and your aura is unstable. I'm afraid you don't have much chance of winning against him. Although to Xiahedun, these words were a bit contemptuous. But Xiahedun took a look at Ji Ling's fate and nodded. When the other princes saw Yuan Shu's generals being repelled with one blow, they couldn't help but feel contempt. Is this what you 18 princes are capable of? Haha, you are a bunch of bastards, I thought you were so capable. Why don't all of you generals come together? It's too slow to kill them one by one. As soon as these words came out, there was no doubt that the map cannon was fired directly. All the generals in the prince's camp frowned and felt dissatisfied. Killing one by one is too slow. Did this guy treat them like animals to be slaughtered? You're so arrogant, brother, let me go meet this guy for a while. In the military formation where Gong Sun Zan was, Zhang Fei, who had a bad temper, could no longer hold himself back. Liu Bei, who was standing next to him, looked at Lu Buletin on the field and thought to himself. This may also be their chance to make a name for themselves. Third brother, be careful. Hearing that his eldest brother Liu Bei allowed him to fight for the first time, Zhang Fei couldn't hold back his inner restlessness for a long time. Gong Sun Zan naturally didn't say anything. Zhang Fei walked out of the military formation, holding a snake spear 8 feet tall, pointing directly at Mo Lu Buletin. I am Zhang Fei, and so is Zhang Yide. Tell me your name. Grandpa, I will not kill unknown people. Upon hearing these words, Mo Lubu snorted coldly. You deserve it too. As soon as these words came out, the grumpy Zhang Fei became angry. As soon as he stepped on it, his figure turned into an afterimage and disappeared directly on the spot. The next second, Zhang Fei appeared in front of Mo Buledin holding a snake spear that was 8 feet long. The breath explodes. A first-grade warrior. First-grade warrior? Gong Sunzan actually has a first-grade warrior under his command. I have never seen this person before, and he has such a strong warrior. If a first-grade warrior takes action, what arrogance does the other party have? I didn't expect that there are still first-class warriors in the army. Listening to the discussions of the people around him, Liu Bei nodded with satisfaction. After this battle, the three brothers will surely become famous. Cut. The Zangba snake spear fell directly, and Mo Buledin raised his hand to resist Zhang Fei's attack. What? Actually blocked? And it's one-handed? Buledin snorted coldly, first-grade warrior? But he is just a warrior who has just stepped into the first grade. What qualifications do he have to be arrogant in front of me? Shock. In an instant, Mo Lubu directly deflected the Zangba snake spear. Zhang Fei felt a terrifying power coming and couldn't help but take a few steps back. His eyes widened and he couldn't believe it. As a first-level warrior, he was not even qualified to let Buledin use his hands. At this moment, Liu Bei and Guan Yu noticed something was wrong with Zhang Fei. Third brother, let me help you. Second brother, let me help you. Liu Bei and Guan Yu immediately joined the battle. At this moment, Lu Jin, who was standing on the city wall, looked at the three people below the city with a smile on his lips. New version of three heroes fighting Liu Buledin? But I'm afraid, the results will be different this time. When Buledin saw the three people coming, not only was he not afraid at all, but he became excited. 3 first-grade warriors. That's it? You also want to compete with me? Let you see the gap between you and me. Cut. Mo Lubu held Fang Tian's painted halberd in one hand and struck hard at Lu, Guan, and Zhang. Upon seeing this, Lu, Guan, and Zhang immediately picked up their weapons to resist. The next second, Fang Tian's painted halberd was blocked. In an instant, huge force was transmitted from top to bottom to Lu, Guan, and Zhang. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 50. What a terrifying power. How powerful is this person? I can't hold it anymore. Buledin watched Lu, Guan, and Zhang block the attack, with a trace of amusement flashing in his eyes. Actually blocked his attack. Ha ha ha, you have some strength, so can you block this blow? I saw Mo Buledin taking a step forward, black energy exuding from his body. The black energy seemed to have life, wrapping directly around Fang Tian's painted halberd. Feeling the aura coming from Fang Tian's painted halberd, Lu, Guan, and Zhang looked at each other in confusion. The three of them are now riding a tiger with difficulty. It was obvious that from the moment they fought, they were convinced that they were no match for Buledin in front of them. But if we retreat now, wouldn't it be extremely embarrassing? At this moment, several generals rushed out of the military formation. Cheng Pu, come and help. Wei's, come and help. I'm Yu Shi, come to help. My Excellency Pan Feng, come to help. For a moment, several military generals ran directly out of the military formation. All the generals besieged Mo Lubu in the center. On the city wall, Lu Jin looked at the princes and chuckled. Just send this few people, will the princes have no one? As soon as these words came out, many princes were silent. They already bullied the smaller ones with more, so if they were defeated by Buledin again, it would probably have a huge impact on their morale. Mo Buledin, who was in the field, laughed loudly as he saw more than a dozen generals surrounding him attacking him. You rats, I will kill as many as you come. Kill. Mo Buledin directly held Fang Tian's painted halberd with both hands. In an instant, the demon god's Dharma appeared suddenly on the battlefield. The aura exploded, and Moribuledin roared angrily. "Give it all to me! Die!" Molubuledin jumped up, holding Fang Tianhuaji, the demon magic wielder. The next second, the demon god's Faxiang slammed directly towards the ground. At this moment, the breath belonging to the super first level realm burst out. What? He is a warrior beyond the first level. How can it be? The aura beyond the first level realm burst out, and all the princes stared wide-eyed, unable to believe their own eyes. It's not the first grade, it's the super first grade. Is this your confidence? Lu Jin, Cao, Sun Jian, Yuan Shao and others couldn't help but look at Lu Jin on the city wall. He actually has a super first grade powerhouse under his command. Boom! Molubuledin descended from the sky holding the Fangtian painted halberd, and a blow containing terrifying power exploded directly in the center of many generals like a cannonball. In an instant, a huge shockwave spread in all directions. All the generals had no time to react and were hit hard by the shockwave. The next second, a series of system prompts sounded in Lu Jin's ears. Ding! Congratulations on successfully killing the key character Pan Feng. Here's your reward, a purple epic treasure chest. Ding! Congratulations on successfully killing the key figure Cheng Pu. Here's your reward, a purple epic treasure chest. Ding! Congratulations on successfully killing the key character Wei Eyes. Here's your reward, a blue elite treasure chest. After a brief glance, Lu Jin found that among the people who were killed, the names of Lu, Guan, and Zhang were not included. Lu, Guan, and Zhang barely blocked Molubu's attack, but the current situation is not much better. Liu Bei's face was as pale as a piece of paper, and even the red-faced Guan Yu looked a little pale at this moment. Seeing that his general was killed by Moribuledin with just one blow. Only Lu, Guan, and Zhang survived, and Cao and others were shocked. First, he was shocked by Molubuledin's terrifying strength that could be called heaven-defying. Secondly, they were shocked that Lu, Guan, and Zhang could actually survive a blow from Molubuledin. The strength of this general is actually beyond the first level. This stranger, Lu Jin, is so virtuous and capable that he can actually make a superior first-grade military general use him. At this moment, Xiahedun still had lingering fears. If he did not follow Cao's advice and went forward to besiege with these generals, then the person who is seriously injured now may be himself. Everyone looked at Molubuledin, who had turned on the demon god's dharma and was standing at the gate of the city like a door god. There was no more contempt in their eyes, replaced by fear and jealousy. Are there any ignorant rats out there who are here to die? At this moment, Molubuledin was like the god of war coming to the world. He took a step forward, but many princes involuntarily took a few steps back. At this time, Cao looked at Lu Jin on the tower. He is laughing. That smile was as if the many princes under the city wall were a group of clowns. In his eyes, all behaviors were just clumsy performances by clowns. At this time, Cao had a bad feeling in his heart. Yuan rang. Lord, what's wrong? Mobilize the personal guards and gather around me. Lord, this is. If something goes wrong soon, we will retreat immediately. Retreat? Surrender without fighting? Is this still the Lord I know? Lord, we have an army of 5 million, and the opponent only has one super first-level powerhouse. The strong military pressure may not be able to severely damage the super first-level powerhouse. Confused. Do you really think that alien only has the trump card of a super first-level powerhouse? At this time, Cao looked into Xiahedun's eyes and said very seriously. Xiahedun looked into Cao's eyes, thought for a moment, and finally chose to believe Cao. I'll arrange for personal guards right away. Just as Xiahedun was leaving, another figure appeared next to Lu Jin on the tower. Shenzuch gently shook the feather fan in his hand and smiled faintly. Lord, the demon army has arrived. Oh. Already arrived? The corners of Lu Jin's mouth raised slightly. In this case, there was no need to continue playing with them. Zodiac Army, move out. With a brushing sound, the sleeping yellow turban warrior was awakened. In an instant, a large number of yellow scarf warriors appeared on the city wall. Seeing the appearance of the yellow turban warriors, Cao, Sun Jian and Yuan Shao secretly cried out that something was wrong. Ruined. What they were most worried about happened. Lu Jin has other methods. The next second, the yellow scarf warrior jumped directly from the city wall. After landing, they barely made any move and attacked directly towards the 18th Root Prince's alliance army. Seeing this scene, Yuan Shao understood that they were on the verge of firing. Charge! Yuan Shao gave an order, and the 5 million army began to charge forward. At this time, a yellow scarf warrior rushed directly into the military formation. Boom! He punched the soldier in front of him directly. The soldier who was hit flew backwards, along with the hundreds of alliance soldiers behind him, all flying backwards uncontrollably. The other soldiers seized the opportunity, drew out their long swords and slashed directly on the body of the yellow scarf warrior. When, accompanied by a series of crisp metal collision sounds, the soldiers looked at the yellow turban warriors and felt as if they had seen a ghost.